What's up, Leo? Doing a general reading for you. This is a timeless thing, so anytime that you see this is when it's supposed to resonate with you, and hopefully it will. And if you are at all interested in a personal reading, information is in the description box. It's $15 for a 25, 30-minute reading, and $20 for 35, 40-minute reading. So if you're interested in that, get in touch with me. So we got the Page of Wands on the bottom. King of Pentacles out here. I feel like... So the thing I want to say is that you are working with sexual energy, and you're getting your sexual energy under control in a way that is elevating your status and is working as a stabilizing force in your life. And you know, one of the sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies, if not the most powerful energy, in your body, in your entire energetic system. And when that is out of control, that can cause a lot of problems, and it can manifest itself in a lot of unexpected ways. It can affect your confidence, or your concentration, or your general health and well-being. Your sense of self is affected. And when it's brought into alignment, again, it can change a lot of things in unexpected ways, including just, you know, how people respond to you. Again, your confidence and your sense of self, it can be greatly improved. And I feel like, based on just looking at these two cards, that's something that's coming into alignment for you. So you want to be careful to not if that is something that's come into alignment for you, you want to be careful not to fall off balance and succumb to short-term temptations that would throw away your energy, because that looks like it's something that is very much at risk, that you would suffer some kind of disappointment in this. Or maybe it's indicating that you are still in a period of dysregulation as far as your energy goes, and you want to be on guard against that kind of loss, basically. Tell me more about that Three of Swords. You want to, it's definitely reiterating that you want to stay, got the Two of Cups there, and to me that kind of this whole card, given the conversation that we're having about this, is suggesting sexual energy that is imbalanced. Not imbalanced, but it is balanced. And the Hierophant would kind of suggest that too, because it's saying that you should cling to these proper principles, and in this case, self-imposed restrictions. And it's not out of a sense of morality or, you know, some kind of perceived teaching, but it's just because it is the proper use of energy. So you want to be able or you want to be willing to, again, this kind of supports the Hierophant here. So it's fitting because they're kind of coming out of this Three of Swords, where one of the things I see when I see the Page of Swords is the use of proper restraint, because he's kind of leaning back in a way. He's prepared for what may come, but he's not charging forward like the Knight of Pentacles does. The Knight of the Knight of Swords. When I see the Knight of Swords, I definitely think of somebody who has no self-restraint whatsoever and wants to just charge forward and do whatever. But he's showing even though he's the page, he's showing the wisdom of practicing a little bit of restraint. And with the Hierophant pairing here with him, that kind of supports that interpretation. And again, so we have a series of swords here coming out. And the Ace of Swords is, again, given the context of what we're talking about here, the Ace of Swords is saying that showing this restraint is granting you a clarity and power that if you were not exercising it, it would just, it's so the opposite extreme of the Three of Swords, right? Because the Three of Swords is just heartache and loss and suffering. And the Ace of Swords has none of that. The Ace of Swords is about clarity of vision and purpose, clarity of thought. Again, it's about holding your power and wielding the appropriate amount of energy that it takes to get something done. The aces are so much about that, about proper use of energy. And it's about feeling like you're on a fresh start, and that is in no way indicated with the Three of Swords. And this all leads into the Empress, which to me is saying that if you do use an appropriate use of your sexual energy, then, whether you're male or female, I'm seeing these two as related, even though this is not the Queen of Pentacles. She's kind of like a major arcana version of the Queen of Pentacles, really, because she's got that earthy, she's got that Earth Mother vibe, and I should just pull these down. I think they'll show better on camera. Oh yeah, definitely. They've got that same yellow background. Their backgrounds are very similar in general because they have a lot of nature in them. They've got a lot of vibrant trees and lush plant life, and they do both reflect that kind of, obviously the Pentacles are earth energy, and the Empress is so strongly connected to nature, that I'm reading these two as, especially considering that they're on the opposite ends of everything, that if you do get control of all of this, like, you can also read these swords in between as this, like you suffer the loss from the dysregulation of the sexual energy. The Page of Swords takes control of this dysregulated energy. And since it's the page, it's these initial steps towards recovering that power. And the ace is in full use and control of that power. It's somebody who is, you see the hand of the divine coming out of here, the hand of God coming out and holding that power. And that's one of the things that sexual energy can kind of be like that, where when it's dysregulated, you have a more confused and unbalanced perspective, and that clarity that comes with it that I was talking about can sometimes help you see the deeper connection between things. And it's a value that's hard to put. It's hard to put a value on it. It's something that's priceless in what it offers you to get whatever this is. And I believe that it is sexual energy, and it seemed like that from the very start of this reading. So I'm going with it. But I think that it can lead you into a partnership with an equal who, like I said, it can kind of open connections for you. It can, like, people respond to you differently. And they respond to you differently at a metaphysical level, and a vibrational level, if you want to look at it that way, an energetic level. And I think what it's saying is that if you are willing to take the effort and time and energy to bring this into, for one thing, if you take the energy to bring this energy into regulation, it's going to offer you way more energy than if you're just carelessly, I don't know if abusing the word, abusing your sexual energy. It's going to take a lot more from you than it offers, even though it may not appear that way. And if you do bring it into your conscious use, then, like I said, what it offers you is inestimable. Is that right? Inestimable? It is nearly impossible to place value on a value number. And I hope that resonates with you. I'm going to actually just keep going, though. Why not? Feel like that message was clear, and I'm going to see if anything else wants to come out. So I feel like, and this could be related to what we were just looking at, but I'm going to start off from the presumption that it's, I'm just going to talk about it like it's its own message, is that you're moving towards a period of accomplishment and satisfaction with work put into something, with energy and time that you've put into something. Because what is it, Six of Swords here, or Six of Wands, I mean? Yeah, Six of Wands is a card of victory. He's somebody who's returning from, some kind of journey. We'll say the hero's journey. He's gone out and he's coming back, and he's surrounded by people who recognize his value and his accomplishments. And not only do others recognize that, but indicated here by the Seven of Pentacles, you recognize the value of work that you've put in. And you recognize what it's yielding, and you're super pleased with it. You appreciate it. You're glad that you've put in the effort that you have. You know, you're not looking back at time squandered. You're definitely looking at time well spent, and you're very, very pleased with the results. Maybe you weren't sure in the time that you were putting in the effort whether it was going to pay off, but now you see what you're getting out of it, and it is, you know, you planted these seeds and you didn't know what kind of crop was going to come, and now you see that the crop is worth all the effort that you've put into it. It's offering you you know, there's a bit of emotional satisfaction that's coming from it. And I feel like it's something that starts small, but will continue to grow given time and opportunity. And it's all about what you've chosen to give your energy to. Again, the Six of Pentacles drives that point home to me so much, because when I see this card, that's usually the first thing I think of, is that this dude is, for starters, he's in a position to decide what he gives his energy to, right? And the scales is about using balanced judgment and discernment in what it is that you give your energy to. Not being careless, not giving too much energy, not giving too little energy, and not giving energy to the wrong things. And the natural result of the Six of Pentacles, using good judgment in how you spend your energy, results in the Seven. Obviously, the Six goes into the Seven, and the Seven is somebody who is pleased with the results of the choices that they've made, the things that they've given their energy towards, and the work they've put into it. You know, that card is all about seeing the results of good choices and hard work. So we saw a bunch of swords in the last reading, and we're seeing a lot of pentacles here. And like I was saying before, I think that this is supporting that about when you planted the seeds here, you didn't necessarily know what kind of crops would grow, or whether it would be abundant in what it offered. And this to me is saying, yeah, it's been slow coming. It has been slow coming in seeing what was on offer from it. But you did put in the hard work, and you put in the correct, you invested in the correct things. You made the correct choices, and now slowly you're seeing the results come in, which is also what I said here, is that with that Page of Cups, that it may be something that starts off small, and this kind of supports that, where it's like this may be slow coming in, but it is coming, and I do believe that it will grow, again supported by the fact that that message started with a page. Then you're continuing to make the proper choices, and it's developing into a knight. It's something that's going to continue to grow as far as you continue to properly allocate energy into the helpful channels that you're trying to do, and then you will continue to grow even farther to the point of the King of Swords, which this is, okay, a few things. So for one thing, you've got the page, right? And then you've got the Six of Pentacles. So you're continuing to give the energy to the proper thing, and slowly you're becoming a knight, right? But then there's just a big leap forward into the king. That's a huge leap from the king to the knight. So I think at some point it's going to feel like it moves a little more quickly. And when it moves more quickly, you're going to have an elevation in status and respect from the people around you, which again is supported here with the card at the bottom of the deck, which is the Six of Wands. And again, elevated status. He's sitting on the horse above the people around him, and the people around him are aware of him and his efforts and his successes and appreciate him and see him for who he is. And the King of Swords is somebody of high status and mental clarity and self-assuredness and confidence. So again, if this relates to the first batch of cards, this is all saying applying your sexual energy or just proper use of energy in general. It doesn't have to be related to that. Is going to grow over time with the payoff received from it, right? Just using your discernment and what you give energy to and how you work with it is going to result in that. And again, like the King of Swords is so much about mental clarity and being grounded within himself internally, which is supported by all these pentacles, which to me is always this grounding kind of energy. This earth energy is, being in your body and not getting into fight or flight kind of mindsets, or where you just kind of check out mentally because of something that triggered you. You know what I mean? Where it's like there's some stimulus and then you go into reactive mode. That's definitely not him. He's grounded in his body, and from that is getting a mental clarity that I think is uncommon for most people, but it's available as an option for you if you are applying your energies appropriately. And with that, I'm going to call it good. I hope this relates to you, Leo, because it's great news. It's cool stuff. Take care. Bye.